Hey guys, hope you're all having a great day. It's Gavin here. I got a question for you all today. What do you think is the most valuable asset in your life? Pause the video if you want some time to think about it, but if you're ready for the answer, I'll say it right now. I believe that the most valuable asset in your life is your mind. Okay, the mind is such a powerful thing, but we really don't act like it's the most valuable asset in our lives. According to UCLA, 80% of all thoughts that the average person has throughout a day are negative. 80%. That is crazy. Let me tell you something, okay? This is very basic. I'm sure you all know this. Your thoughts cause your actions, and your actions are who you are. You are your actions. It's your character, right? So if you have 80% of your thoughts being negative, what kind of person do you think you're going to be? On the flip side, if you have 80% of your thoughts being positive, who do you think will have the more happy, successful, fulfilled lifestyle out of those two people? I think the answer is pretty clear. But the thing is this. I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret that I use every day to make sure that I have 2 to 3 times the amount of positive thoughts in my head than I do negative thoughts. Because this tactic, if you do it today, and you've got to start today, because if you tell yourself, I'm going to start tomorrow, or I'm going to start next week, it's not going to happen. And you know that. You got to be honest with yourself. You got to do it today, okay? So, what this tactic is, every time I think a negative thought, right? I might have heard something that just sounds like a complete asshole would say it, right? Or something that just made me really mad on the news, right? So what you do is you recognize, you take the thought in, you recognize what's bad about it. But instead of what we do right now, just letting all our negative thoughts fester in our mind, creating counterproductive output for our brain, what you now do is you replace that negative thought with 2 to 3 positive thoughts. Now that sounds so simple, but it's a lot easier said than done because we're so used to getting negative thoughts just in our head that a lot of times we don't even recognize when it happens. So you have to recognize, you have to be very aware throughout your day, and it's not easy, but you have to give it a good effort today. So when you get those negative thoughts, right, maybe you hear somebody talking shit about you or something. You have to accept that, wow, that wasn't that nice. But then think, why is she saying that? Why is he saying that? Maybe there's a reason why they're saying that. You know what? They actually have a very nice smile. You know what? They actually have a very nice personality when I talk to them alone. Maybe just think of 2 to 3 positive things about that person or that thing, you know what I mean? You might have just dropped your books on the floor and now there was also a big spill on the floor, right, where you dropped them, and now you have a soggy book page, something weird, right? And you might be like, well shit, this sucks. Okay, replace it with 2 or 3 positive things. When I dropped that book, that might have just taken out some time from my day that later is going to cause something good to happen in my day. For example, I might meet somebody I would have never met if I never dropped that book, because I would have got to the door 5 seconds earlier and I wouldn't have held it for Tim, who I just met, who's a great guy. That's just one example. You have to do this. And if you do this throughout your life and you start changing your perspective on these bad things, you'll recognize that, yeah, there's still bad things in the world, but there's actually so many positives that we just don't focus on. Especially with the media, it will feed you a lot more negative information than it will positive. In 1950, Time magazine had 90% of its stories being positive. That's a ton, right? But guess what? They're a business, and they learned that when they made their stories more negative, that their click-through rate online went up 63%, which is a lot, and their stories had 30% better reactions to negative stories over time to the current date. So they're a business. They don't want to go out of business. You know what I mean? It's not their fault. But what I'm saying is we're disproportionately being fed information. And if we just let it fester in our minds, then 80% on average of your mind is going to be negatives, which will translate to your thoughts, which will translate to your lives. I don't want that for you guys. I really don't think that you want that in your life either. So really think about that. And today, not tomorrow, and if it's nighttime, set a reminder on your phone when you wake up, 2 to 3 positive thoughts for every 1 negative thought you get. And that's how you'll be 2 to 3 times more positive with that simple trick. But you really have to put yourself to it because it's easy to forget. Okay, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day or night. And yeah, see you later.